Hey, sometimes we talk about Azure Core, Azure Storage, Azure Networking, all of that stuff. But lately we've been talking a lot more about AI because AI is just another workload for most of us working in infrastructure. So based on that, I met with Vamshi from the storage group to talk about a little bit of how Azure Storage is involved with AI workload. So take a look. Hey everyone, today we are continuing to talk about Azure Storage, and with me I have Vamshi from the Storage Group. And you know how AI is into everything? Well, one thing that AI requires is storage. So Vamshi, tell me a little bit about how you guys are dealing with that.
Absolutely, and I think you're exactly right, Pierre. Like storage is in the engine room of the AI supercomputers,
It's
and
everywhere.
it's everywhere. And we really have been privileged to be at the forefront of this revolution. And one of the things we're really excited to be talking about, as we start to go more public with this, is how much of a role Azure Storage, specifically Azure Blob Storage, has made in OpenAI's ChatGPT, all of their foundation model training, as well as their actual AI applications like ChatGPT and DALL and other things. And it's been phenomenal. Over the last couple of years, alongside these supercomputers, we've built massive storage clusters for them. They've used many large volumes of data to train their supercomputers, to train their algorithms, to store the checkpoint state. And then when you as a consumer or me as a consumer uses ChatGPT or Copilot, all of the data files you upload, the
Yep.
images you get back, all of that actually ends up stored in Azure Blob Storage.
I was wondering that, like I was using, I think it was DALL you mentioning, and I asked it to create myself some image, and it gave me like 4 or 5 like high definition image, and I'm thinking, where does that all stored?
Yeah, it's stored in the same place all your M365 data is stored, Azure Blobs. Azure
Azure
Blobs,
Blob.
yeah, absolutely. So, and one of the things that's been really exciting for us is taking all of that learning, that co-engineering, co-innovation that
Yeah.
we've done together, and bringing it to all of our Azure customers. So we've had some big releases over the last few months. I'll touch on a couple of them. The first big one is Azure Scaled Accounts,
Okay.
which is a way for, if you're doing any kind of training or fine tuning, to get terabits of throughput on your data estate, and just like massive amounts, like completely breaking down all of the scaling limits and being able to spread your data over an entire Azure data center at
Yeah.
exabyte scale and really be able to do that. We now have many customers starting to use that for their high performance computing needs, their GPU training needs, and it's been wonderful to see. And that all grew out of our learning and engagement with OpenAI. The other aspect that we've kind of gone all in on is releasing what we call Blob Fuse 2, or a fuse driver. If some of you have used, or users have used it a couple of years ago, it was completely rewritten from the ground up to
Okay.
reflect all the learnings, and we do much more intelligent caching, prefetching. But what it is a way to take a petabyte or exabyte scale data set, and for your data researchers, data engineers, data scientists, just mount it on your VM as a mount point. And just so they don't have to worry about moving data around, copying it from blob storage to file storage or other things, they can just access it as a file system.
And this is like the fuse drivers; those have completely been rewritten.
Absolutely.
Because
Yeah.
I remember using these a few years ago, and it was
Yeah.
challenging.
Yeah, they were experiments a few years ago, and there was a little bit of a learning where we needed to
Yeah.
be. But as we learned and realized, like, oh wow, like data engineers, data scientists really need
Yeah.
this to be performant, needed to be kind of get out of the way and just allow them to treat it as if it were a file system. That's what we've kind of redone, and so
Okay.
that's a big step forward.
That's perfect. And so, if our customers or any enterprise, really anybody watching, wants to create their own like AI model, their own LLM, their own, and they want to train and stuff like, they get the same storage benefits than like OpenAI and we do in the infrastructure, correct?
Absolutely, it's the same service, it's used in the same ways, it's the same API, but we're going even further than what OpenAI used it for, because when we look at enterprise scenarios, a lot of this is around bringing their own data, their own
Yeah.
enterprise specific or domain specific data and grounding these models, fine tuning them, training them. So you need to bring that data in, and you need to bring it in a secure, safe, audited way, because you don't want the data to be misused accidentally when you're
exposed or anything else.
Exactly.
Yes.
So we're trying to do a lot of fundamentals work around security and role-based access control and attribute-based access control, and just make it really easy to connect your data into Azure's AI services. That's kind of our tagline, is we help bring the world's data to Azure's AI services. And we're thinking about all these things, and we have a lot of exciting stuff coming up over calendar year 25, where we'll be releasing these things to the public and really helping them leverage our AI services.
That's perfect. That's great. And as you heard Vamshi say, there's a lot more coming up, and hopefully on this channel, maybe one of these days we're going to deep dive into this and bring it to you.
We'd love to come back
Vamshi,
and talk
thank
to
you
you.
very much for
Thanks, Pierre.
spending time with me. And for you listening, keep subscribe and like this channel, because there's a lot more coming to you from the Azure Storage Group. Thank you.